Tonight on Podcast Them Down, Mike's Christmas Gripes.
Cast them down.
Hail, Metal Nation! I got you with the Christmas version of the intro. Yes, it is that time of year once again. We're continuing our December festivities with all the metal episodes. I mean, the Christmas episodes. We still have to do our year in review too. Shit.
Oh yeah.
And the problem with the way the Mondays played out is we can either put it up on the 26th or the 1st. And most people put their year in review lists like in late November. But I refuse to do that.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, like, so many things happen at the end of the year, like Alexi Leho dying, or Lemmy dying. You know, it's
You
one thing
can't
to not
discount
put out
every
albums at the end of the year, but you can't do your memorial reels until the year is over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, but that's the next thing. That's after Christmas. All right, so you wanted to argue about Christmas.
Yes.
So
Yes. Christmas sucks.
I disagree. I love Christmas.
You're out of your mind. All right.
I think maybe our experiences are just very different.
No. I suspect not. but I'll tell you why I think Christmas is like a horrible, horrible holiday. Right. Okay. The main issue, the core issue with Christmas, it's not the only issue, but the core issue is that there are a lot of people who are homebodies. They like to stay home, and for the most part, that's where they stay. They go out and they might run an errand or two. But at Christmas,
I have a feeling you're talking about someone I know.
Actually, I have no idea. I don't think so, because I'm talking about just people. But what happens during Christmas is that all these people who are never out are always out. 100% of the time, all day, every day. And they're in my way.
Okay. I thought you were talking about you. Christmas forces you to leave your house and you don't like it. That's where I thought that was going.
No, I've got shit to do. I've got places to be. I've got to go pick up kids. I've got to go get groceries.
Often your kids.
Yeah, mostly my kids.
Often your groceries too.
Yeah. And these homebody people that never leave their house except for on Christmas, they drive like 1/4 of the speed limit. All the time in every lane. So this is really the major problem with Christmas time. And this lasts from like Black Friday up until a week or two after the New Year. And then they all go back into their homes and they stop driving and everything is okay. Then I'm okay.
If that's your strongest argument.
I don't know if it's my strongest argument. It's just like the thing that I am personally frustrated at the most.
I can remember a time before Amazon when you needed to go to the mall just for reasons. You know, not even maybe you wanted to go to the Egyptian the Egyptian themed movie theater that was near our college.
The Cinemark.
Near is still like a 20-minute drive.
Yeah.
There was nothing walking distance. Anyway. Yeah, so and maybe you just wanted to see a movie because you were celebrating the end of finals and you couldn't find a fucking space anywhere because it was usually that place used to be so popular that it was hard to find parking during the year. Much less during Christmas.
Yeah, like if you're the type of person that goes out on a semi-regular basis, Christmas just makes doing everything that you normally do harder. And I find this extremely frustrating.
This is interesting because I have not noticed this whatsoever.
Well, you're out of control.
But then again, my my commute is very laid back. I could take the the big highway, but I instead choose to cut through neighborhoods.
Makes sense.
I don't like highways because, like you, I don't like people in my way.
Right.
You know, I don't remember the last time I've been to a mall. This actually reminds me of something I was telling the guys in Fade to Black. So one of them lives near a dying mall. When I drive that way, I drive by this dying mall. I'm just like, it's so sad. Like, it's still there. It still has like a smattering of stores in it.
Yeah.
But all the anchors are gone, you know, and they do lots of stuff in the parking lot, oddly. Like, they had a carnival in the parking lot, you know. Oh. So I keep going, I miss malls. Like, I get nostalgic for the days of going to the mall, like even during Christmas, even when I didn't like it, you know, and you go shopping and you buy a pretzel or whatever. But then I was like, wait a minute, we have a mall right down the road. And it's still doing great. And I fucking hate that place. So I'm not exactly sure what mall I'm nostalgic for.
You're nostalgic for the idea of malls.
Perhaps it's that. But as far as I know, they've always, like, other than turning the fountains off, that mall hasn't changed in a long time. Like, it got through COVID. Some of the stores closed. It's all clothing stores now, though. So it's like,
it's kind of
one Apple store.
All right.
But yeah, so, but I see, here's why everyone being out at the mall, I enjoyed at Christmas. And this again goes back to college. And again, I'd be done with finals. What I would do is I'd go to the mall and I'd drive around the parking lot waiting to get a space. Right? And I wouldn't go in the mall so much as I'd park. Sometimes I got out of my car and I'd walk around a little bit. Wait, and then inevitably you have the car following you. Back in the day, like, waiting to see where the spot was so they can take it. And what I'd do is I'd either, like, get my key out, because again, this was a while ago. I'd, like, try the door, you know, and just kind of go, like, what's going on? Like, I can't open the door. And then I'd take the key out. And meanwhile, this person's waiting with their turn signal on to take my space. I'd go around and I'd look at my license plate and go, oh, and smack my head, and then cut across a few rows so they couldn't follow me.
Okay, that's amazing.
I used to do that. Or another thing would be I'd, like, get in, turn the car on, throw it in reverse, sit there a couple seconds, like, you know, maybe 10, 20 seconds, and then take it out of reverse, turn the car off and get out and walk back towards the mall. That drove them nuts too. It's amazing I didn't get shot.
So it sounds like you have the same core issue I have. You just decided to take advantage of it.
I made it work for me.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't done this in a long time, but I do have a fond memory of doing this. That was back when I had, like, nothing to do all day.
That's pretty good, though. All right.
So give me another one. I'll tell you why you're wrong.
Okay. Christmas presents suck. I hate them.
Okay, I can understand this one because financially, it's the same as buying yourself, like, say people get you presents and you get them presents. Monetarily, it's like you have paid this much. Whatever you spent on presents, that's what you're getting back. And if you didn't get good presents, it's like a waste of money.
That is true, but there's another aspect of it, at least for me.
Right,
okay,
let's go there.
All right, this is good. This is going to sound really. I don't know if this sounds selfish or stupid or what.
All right, well, I'll figure out what button to press here.
Okay, I have hobbies. There are things that I like that my family and friends know that I like. And the attainable cost-effective versions of those things, I don't want. I do not care. Whatever I want is going to be something too expensive to be purchased for Christmas, right?
Hey, I really wanted to press this button. But I don't think that deserves that button.
Okay.
You know, I can sympathize with this one again. I'm not sure if I've ever made it work for me in this case, though, with the exception that I have a birthday.
Oh yeah.
So I can double up the ceiling on my gifts. You know, it's like, oh, just get me this, and it counts for both.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's how I can once again make it work for me. but yeah, like you want a new guitar. Like, here's a dumb example. You want a new guitar. Well, you could just go and buy one of those. Like oh, Michael likes guitars. I'll go to the Guitar Center and buy him this $100 starter pack. It's like, well, fucking no. I want the $4,000 Jimi Hendrix was in the same room as it Gibson here, whose neck breaks when you look at it wrong. Right?
but like another part of it is like, okay, so part of me doesn't want to bother my friends and family with whatever idiosyncrasy I have about whatever hobby I have. Right? Like, okay, I feel really strongly about this, and I just don't want to have to. I don't want to do the work. I neither want to do the work to get you to understand my mindset, nor do I want you to even have to do that, because it's way too much. So like an example would be like coffee. Okay, I know it sounds silly, but I'm a snob about coffee. I get. There it is.
I've been drinking Dunkin' Donuts K-Cups at work. That's where I am.
The Dunkin' Donuts is surprisingly not bad.
Thank you for your validation.
but like, okay, so I'll get these whole beans, and I make sure that the roast date is just so. So then for Christmas, you know, I might get like, here's some coffee, and it might be the brand that I like, but it's also like 3 months old. It's like,
this isn't fresh enough.
Well, but see, that's the thing. I don't want anybody to have to deal with that horse shit for me. It's like, don't worry about it. Just don't bother with me.
We got you this convenient pre-ground stuff.
Yeah, no, fuck that. No, I don't want it. Whatever you want to get me, I don't want. I do not want you to buy it for me. Just let me do it, because I'm going to do it in the way that my idiosyncratic ass is okay with.
Okay. I want you to tell me your brand so our listeners can get it wrong and send you the wrong one.
Okay. I really like Ceremony Coffee. I think it's a good brand.
That could be a metal name for coffee.
Sophomore Coffee is also very good. I've been enjoying that recently.
God, this is turning into NPR.
Yeah.
Well, you would like the Sophomore Coffee. You know what's really good is if you... that cafe in Vienna. What was that commercial? Paris. Oh, yes. Champs-Élysées. Nestle bought all the public water supplies and sells it back to them. Oh. I assume Nestle owns coffee companies.
Yes.
God damn, this is Ceremonies.
They're Annapolis.
Pompous ass website ever.
Oh, yeah. It's Annapolis, man.
There's a chunk of a pomegranate here. What does that have to do with anything?
You can detect the notes of stone fruit, pomegranate, and chocolate.
Mount Elgon, Uganda Kajeri honey. But it's got a segmented mango as the picture.
Yeah, but do you feel how hard your eyes are rolling into the back of your skull? I don't want to have to deal. I don't want you to have to deal with this for me.
Yeah. Okay. This one I'm gonna approve. Because if I had to give these people money and get on their mailing list, I would hate myself every day.
No, I don't want people to have to deal with this for me. This is way too much. Don't worry about it.
Oh, God, fuck this. I clicked single origin, and in the transition where it's just showing me the pomegranate chunk again, it says, coffee should be something special. Fuck you and your coffee, Mike. Man, it's like when ISENMOR practices and they all bring their fancy beers, and and I got my Natty Bow or whatever, and sometimes Dave will slum it with me with the Natty Bow, but it's the last resort for everyone else.
Yeah, no, I mean that's
I'm a simple man.
Like I just don't want anybody to have to like. It's like I have to enter Mike's froofy ass mind space to really predict what he wants. Oh, I can't buy this now. I have to buy it the week before. Really, ideally 2 days before Christmas, because otherwise it'll be stale by the time. No. Just don't bother. Just stop. Okay.
What's it? Do you have another example?
Yeah, I got plenty.
Oh, I love this.
Okay. All right. So more in the gift giving, right? Okay. When somebody gets you a gift, which I don't want, you're now obligated. So you're given a job when you get a gift. You now have to return the gift.
I'm going to disagree, but go ahead.
Okay. So this basically means that, I've got whatever shit I have to do on a regular basis. My day is segmented in a particular way that I'm okay with. But now you've thrown this bullshit. You give me something that I don't want. And now you've given me a job. Now I have a new thing on my to-do list that says, like, now I have to get a present for this person. And I can't, every time I get a present, it's always very thoughtful and it's meaningful. And I don't want it, but it's still thoughtful. And now I have to return that thoughtfulness to whoever bought it for me, which means that I am reduced to like this agonizing mess as I sit there for days trying to think of what it is this person would want. And I'm not good at it at all. Additionally, my family, we're all, my parents are retired. My sister and I are both working in office jobs. When we want stuff, we just buy it. Right? So there's nothing come Christmas time that any of us wants at all. We already have whatever it is that we give a shit about. So now it's like, well, now I have to figure out gifts for people that have whatever it is that they want. And I'm just going to sit here and agonize over it for like weeks, trying to figure out what the fuck to get these people.
All right, well, I have two responses to that. All right. So first of all, the Christmas is a time of giving.
Right.
Those who give to you should not expect something in return. And if you really want to put a nail in that coffin, years and years of giving stuff to you, if you just never reciprocate, they'll stop giving stuff to you. So that's a problem that solves itself.
You would think so.
Oh no! How long has it been?
I've been asking them to stop giving me gifts for like a decade or more.
Michael. I assume your family calls you Michael, and this is like extended family doing this. They're like, oh, Michael's just being modest.
No. Fortunately for me, my extended family is all dead, so I don't have to worry about any of that shit.
Jesus. I almost got my my hoity-toity Sprite Zero in my nose. Oh my god. So there used to be a website where you could just you gave them $5 and they'd send you a thing just randomly chosen, And that was the whole point of the website. So there was an extended family white elephant gift we used to do.
Right.
And I kept trying to get out of it because like, similarly to you, I was like, I'm not interested in this. I don't want to do it. So one year, there was always a dollar limit too. So one year I just divided that dollar limit by 5 and ordered it. One of the things that came was a generic white ball cap, which somehow my dad ended up with. And he still has it.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So, but like everything I got was got for that thing was very unpopular. So I was like, oh, you got the gift Tim brought.
Oh man.
Yeah. So, so if all of the gift giving were similar to that white elephant thing, I can definitely sympathize. You know, Christmas has gotten way better for me over the years because, I mean, as a kid, I was, I would wake up and I forget if we did presents before or after church, but church was involved.
Oh yeah.
I never liked that. And then half the time they wouldn't sing the good Christmas songs. So, you know, so that was lame. And then we come back. I think my mom would make us a nice breakfast, or maybe that was before. See, you know, my time is all messed up. But you know, now I don't wake up and go to church on Christmas, and we don't go to the family gatherings because the big ones because they all moved out of state. So
There you go.
there's another obligation gone. What we used to do is my high school friends and I would go to Bennigan. No, was it Bennigan's? What was that Irish place? That was Bennigan's, right?
Yeah, it was Bennigan's. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know, one year we watched someone eat a fried sandwich. You know, and as the years went on, it just got better and better. Now we're just down to 2 small family gatherings and lots of presents in the morning and no church. So I think it all worked out for me.
Yeah, it sounds like it's better.
Yeah, and the family gatherings are stuff we look forward to also because it's not the overwhelming cluster F it used to be.
Yeah, see, for me, it's just gotten worse because, like, when I was a kid, my demands of Christmas were low, and
I don't want to have to make you another fucking macaroni picture.
That's true. I did hate that shit as a kid, actually. So
doesn't even taste good. Oh, little Michael.
Yeah, my attitude towards life has really not changed all that much since I was a child. I'll be honest with you. Okay. All right. Let's see what else. All right. So we went over traffic. We went over. Okay. This is an obvious one, but the Christmas music is basically just like a nightmare.
I think it's easier to see if you agree with me or not. I think it's easier to avoid than it used to be.
That is true. Yeah.
But I don't go out too much. I mean, the biggest thing I do is go to the grocery store because I'm lame. So,
yeah, I guess when I was younger, I used to go out a lot more. So I would be exposed a lot more to it. But now that I have kids
and commercials, you know, it was all over commercials, like that freaking Hershey's Kisses one where it plays We Wish You a Merry Christmas. Yeah. I haven't, like, I bet if I heard that, I'd get violent. But it's
still
all
on.
streaming now.
True enough.
You don't get it as much.
Okay. All right. So let's see. Snow is another one.
Oh, the presence of or lack of?
The presence of.
Oh, see, I don't think you need to worry about that.
Snow is some hot fucking garbage, man.
I'm gonna disagree there.
Dude, snow is like. I shouldn't say that.
it is an obligation. Now that we're old,
I have to say it. Okay, snow is like Satan's cum, right? Like it's just all over the place. It's everywhere. It's places you don't want it to be.
gets in your eyes while you're walking around.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. Snow is another obligation. I still have shit to do, and now I have manual labor on top of whatever it is that I was planning on doing.
Yeah, but December snow is so rare here.
Maybe this is that. I guess is something that I levy more at winter than just Christmas. But I feel like Christmas deserves it too because everyone's White Christmas.
Have you ever seen that movie?
No, I have not.
It's the movie from that the song comes from, and apparently it's like extremely sappy. And I think if you ever wanted to hate Christmas more, that's probably a good one to watch. Maybe you should watch the beginning of It's a Wonderful Life when George Bailey is suicidal.
I'll just.
So you're like, yeah, and then turn it off before the angel saves him.
And then we're good.
Right.
All right.
Like he's fucking right. Well, I'm not saying to jump off a bridge into a creek. No, I'm saying you're going to agree with him complaining about it all.
Okay.
It's in Bill's house. I know that's the end of the movie.
So like, this is both more and less of a problem now. I used to live in the same place that Tim now lives, where there's kind of like
not literally,
yeah, the same area, but there's lots of like county level obligations that are expected of you and the snow. It's like, oh, you got to clear your sidewalk, and
I think we might be exempt from that. Oh, but there's we don't have the same regulations as your part of the county did, but we still. It's not this is another thing that's not as bad as it used to be because we used to live on a corner, which meant I had to do the driveway and the sidewalk that went around the corner and the whole corner at the stop sign.
Yeah,
it's just misery. But now we're not on a corner. So it's the driveway, which is smaller than the old one, and a small strip. So
yeah, that's pretty good.
So that's gotten less. It doesn't make it any less annoying, but but it's quicker.
Yeah, so I went from like having my first house was a townhouse. I had to shovel out like a parking spot, which was unpleasant, and then the sidewalk around my house, which wasn't too bad. My second house was bigger and needed to shovel the driveway, and then there was a walk. There were like two ways to get to the house, so I had to shovel both. Like I don't know. There was like this. You remember there was like that downward walk that you could go up to.
Yeah,
for whatever.
The driveway was a hill too. Yeah,
yeah. So then, so I had to shovel the driveway in at least one of those, and then I had to shovel the sidewalk, which was fairly long. And then I moved.
Yeah, I don't have that much shoveling.
Then I moved to a place where my driveway is a shared driveway, and it's like, I don't know, 1/8 of a mile.
You should get a plow on your car.
So I got a snowblower, and I do the entire driveway because nobody else will, and I don't blame them. But like, I could just do my section, but then what ends up happening is that if I don't do the whole driveway, for most of the winter, it's unclear whether or not I will survive turning out of my driveway. It's really up in the air because I will definitely be like sliding because it's all like caked in ice and shit if you don't take care of it. So yeah, I basically have had like increasingly more devastating amounts of snow impact on my life as I get older and less able to take care of it. And once or twice I paid to get my snow shoveled. Some local kids, and they stole one of my shovels.
What?
So I stopped doing that. So fuck it, man. What I want in an ideal world is I want to replace my driveway and get like radiant heat underneath the entire thing.
They make heated driveways.
Yeah, this is what I want. It's just I don't know.
Terrible for the environment.
Yeah, it's maybe a flamethrower, which I realize is also cost ineffective because I've looked this up.
Oh no.
It's a tragedy, really. So yeah, snow, fuck snow.
What else you got? What else you got?
Let's see. I think the general attitude towards snow bothers me because when snow occurs, people are like, "Oh, it's a snow day," like adults. It's a snow day. It's like, no, it isn't. You still have to go to work. I still have to go to work. Everybody still has to go to work. I just have more to do.
Now
Nothing has changed.
Now there's manual labor and schools are closed because there was a cloud.
Yes.
And now you have to arrange child care as well.
Yeah, provided that the roads aren't like destroyed by if it's an actual significant accumulation. But no, I felt this way during the pandemic as well. Like, people are like, I'm so bored. I've got nothing to do. It's like, you don't have children, do you? You don't. Because if you had children, you wouldn't be bored. You'd be overwhelmed. So snow is the same way. It's just like, oh, great. Now I've got like 2 hours to do. I've got to stay up for 2 hours and run around at like 3 a.m. to try to make sure that I can get out of the driveway at 6 a.m. Yeah. Let's see. I think I'm scraping the barrel at this point.
Do you all do a tree or lights?
I don't. Well, my wife does the lights. I don't bother with the fucking lights.
Oh, so I assume there's also tension because you won't fucking help with it.
No, she usually does it with her dad, and they have a good time. So it works out. Okay. It works out. The tree.
I was hoping she's up there like Clark Griswold with the staple gun, but like bitter about it. Fucking Michael. She calls him Michael too. Michael, want to help me put these goddamn lights up?
I do. We have like plastic trees because I will not deal with an actual real tree.
We do the real tree. We used to go to a farm and cut it down too.
See, that's like way too much work.
But there was like a drought or something like 6 years ago, so none of the trees have been any good since then.
Oh, damn.
It was something like that. So we just go to a lot now.
There you go. No, we just do plastic. But I'll bring those up.
I see the appeal with plastic, though.
Yeah. Oh, it makes sense.
Well, once it's up, you just have to water it.
Yeah,
and,
the plastic.
Our house is covered in so many plants that I have nothing to do with. It's just incidental that the tree also gets watered, I think.
Incidental plants. Let's see. I went over. Yeah, I think I probably vented enough for the season.
I'm glad to have helped you, but
yeah.
Let me see if I can come up with any more things to trigger you. We talked about music. What about other people's decorations? Does that bug you?
I mean, it's obnoxious.
What if it's I have an obnoxious house I can direct you to. It's not mine. If you want to be annoyed, it's like mostly those inflatable things.
Yeah, see, so that's just tacky, I think. Yeah, I mean, the lights look nice. You do a few decorations when you got like inflatable shit. That's outrageous.
All right, what about? I'm talking like a lot of inflatables.
Yeah, no, that's.
What about those drive-through light displays? Do you ever have to do those?
Yeah. Okay.
Because those, if you said that, I would 100% agree. Because it's awful. Because you're in a line of cars.
Yeah.
Everyone has their fucking headlights on. Everyone's going too slow.
Yes.
And so you're like at a less than optimal position to see whatever light thing is there. And then the one here, they have not been upkeeping very well.
They
So,
changed
like,
it a good bit.
There's like sections of it missing, and it's just like, and it costs a ludicrous amount of money. And ever since the pandemic, they stopped offering discounts as well. So it's just like, it's just awful, and we get duped into it over and over and over again.
You just reminded me. I'm probably going to end up doing that this year.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I don't nominally mind it. Like the idea, divorce the other cars, like disregard the other cars. I don't nominally mind.
Lights in your face the whole time too.
Yeah, it's the driving that kills it for me because I'm basically sitting there and like,
break, right?
Yeah. I'm like this, like I'm like white knuckling the steering wheel the whole time because I can't take driving this slow, and everybody else in the car is having a great time. So I'm just sitting there, and it's like I've got to shut up. I've got to shut up because
if you leave your nav on, you got a little GPS drift too, so it's gonna keep spinning your map too.
That's pretty funny.
Like, fuck this.
The thing I hate the most about these light shows is the GPS drift.
Well, it's just another layer to the cake that is those drive-through shows.
Yeah. All right.
There's a walkthrough one in towards DC, but it's I feel like you wouldn't take kindly to the cold.
No. Yeah. Actually, cold is pretty much. Well, okay. I used to hate cold a lot. And then I went to Japan for a vacation for 2 weeks, and it was very warm the entire time. And then after that, my ability to tolerate the heat was completely gone. So now I don't know what I like. I have no idea.
There's like 2 days a year where it's perfect.
Yeah, I used to be able to just take like infinite heat and zero cold, and now I can't take heat and I can't take cold. So I'm fucked.
All right. I'm trying to think of things I don't like. But I feel like we've covered most of them. And I forget if it was this episode or another episode. We don't like year-end lists that are too early.
Yeah. No, I mean, that just seems pointless.
Right.
That's some dumb bullshit right there.
And I don't like seeing people's stupid crap on Facebook for like, for all their little tradition. Is one thing. It's one thing when it's like, oh, we got together with the family and here's a picture of us. But it's just like all these little tiny, we've been curling ribbons for 3 hours and here's like 20 pictures of them. Shut up.
Don't bring me into your goddamn idiosyncrasy. Like I want to save you from mine. Don't bring me into yours. Like just stop.
Yeah, well, I hope I feel like I've been brought down a few pegs, so I hope I've raised you up a few pegs. And we're just a happy medium, but I'm still going to enjoy the holiday.
Oh, absolutely.
And feel free when you give me my gift. It's a combination birthday Christmas, as long as it's twice as expensive. That's the catch.
Outside of my children, there is zero hope that I'm going to buy anybody else gifts.
I
get my wife, my children, and my wife. Okay.
Because one of them asked for something that's just an impossibility.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we've done a service to the subject. So
yes, I think so too.
All right. Trying to think of a good closing. Usually I have one by now, but it's like,
how about fuck Christmas?
Yes.
Fuck Christmas.
We're not. We're not. No, we've solved nothing. Until next time, keep it inconclusive. There we go.
Cast them down.
Did you ever know me when I lived at that place that was like on the border into Baltimore and Catonsville?
Yeah,
like
on.
okay. It was like this dilapidated mansion converted into an apartment complex. It was the weirdest thing. But I had a Camaro at the time, and
I remember your Camaro.
yeah, it was ridiculous. The driveway on this place was like super steep, right? So it would snow.
Rear wheel drive.
Rear wheel.
Man, that is hard to say.
Yeah, no, but I have this distinct memory of like I get on the driveway and I'm driving up and I'm just it's like I cannot get up this hill. I had to park on the street, and it's not like a short driveway. Like you walk up the driveway, it was a distance, and if somebody drove down, you probably would get killed because they would see you lose control, take you out, you'd fly down a hill.
Well, I used to live in that apartment with the 4-way stop. The top of the hill. So it's like you come up the hill, but then it would come down a little into the 4-way stop, and that always iced over.
Oh, so everybody's just drifting through.
Every time it snowed, we'd go to the window and watch people come over the hill, try to stop at the stop sign, and end up in the middle. We definitely saw some accidents, but it was
nice.
Like the snow pastime.
That's amazing.